Flies and carriages. At noon in summer, a carriage loaded with goods was moving slowly along the dusty road. The two horses pulling the carriage lowered their heads, stepped steadily with their four hooves alternately, and their manes trembled slightly in the heat. The shaft of the carriage creaked, and the driver raised his whip, but never whipped the horses. A green-headed fly flew from nowhere and landed on the eaves of the carriage. It rubbed its thin legs and shouted proudly to the horses, "Look at how tired you are. If I hadn't been here to urge you, you would have been lazy a long time ago." The horses just kept their heads down and drove on, without even moving their ears. The fly became more and more arrogant, landing on the horses' ears and then flying on the top of the carriage, imagining itself as a general commanding thousands of troops. When they reached the village, a farmer on the roadside pointed at the carriage and laughed. "Look at that fly. It thinks it is pulling the whole carriage." The fly was so angry when it heard this that it buzzed around. "Ignorant human, without my constant supervision, this carriage can't move at all." Before the words fell, a gust of wind blew up the grass debris, and the fly was blown to the ground, and in a panic, it hit the spider web on the roadside and could no longer make any sound. The carriage still moved forward steadily. The horses stepped on the same rhythm, and the driver hummed a little jump, as if nothing had happened. What really pushed the carriage was never the noisy flies, but the horses that worked silently. The story of the fly and the carriage tells us not to overestimate our abilities and not to take credit for others' achievements.